welcome back and to continue talking about Sinai and talking about the land of treasures. Also, it has many memories when it comes to ancient history. And today we would like to shed the light on this in more details with our guest over the phone, Dr. Zeina Salem, researcher in Old Egyptian history. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, doctor. So, first of all, could you tell us more about the most important historical sites in the Sinai Peninsula?
First of all, happy Sinai Day, or happy Liberation Day. Sinai has been always a very important location and site. Since even the prehistory, ancient Egyptian look after that eastern gate of Egypt. So there is many ruins, many ancient ruins that can be visited in Sinai, such as the mining sites, especially for turquoise. You know, Sinai has been always known as the city of turquoise, and Ard al-Fayruz in Arabic, as we call it. So the ancient Egyptian went all the way to Sinai for mining turquoise. And there is a place, or there is a site called Sarabit al-Khadim, where there is more than 20 mining locations that the ancient Egyptians have used in order to mine turquoise. You know, turquoise was widely used in many ancient Egyptian artifacts. Besides the ancient Egyptian ruins, there is also many fortifications, because Sinai, as it was and it is still the eastern gate of Egypt and the frontier of Egypt, especially the gate to Palestine and Syria. So the ancient Egyptian kings, since the Old Kingdom, have looked after that frontier city and built many forts and castles. Besides, also it was on the way of what they call Horus Road, or the military road of Horus, where they normally would lead their armies and troops to go to Palestine and Syria. And that was widely used until even the Roman times. Besides all the ancient Egyptian ruins and sites, there is, of course, the Christian sites such as the Saint Catherine Monastery, with its fort and wall, which was built in the time of Emperor Justinian in the 6th century, with its amazing collection of books and manuscripts in the Syriac language, which is one of the oldest in the world, second biggest Christian manuscript in the world after the Vatican. So that's when it comes to the Christian sites. Besides, of course, there is the Jewish traditions that narrates that there is also, of course, the Mount Sinai, where Moses climbed the mountain to receive the 10 commandments of God. So Sinai is quite rich. Since the ancient Egyptian time, it has been a very important and focal point for ancient, as well it is till now for modern Egyptians.
So, do we have a route to follow for those who are interested to follow same routes or to witness same places when it comes to ancient civilizations that once lived on the land of Sinai?
Yeah, like there is the mining area, Sarabit al-Khadim, where you can actually walk through like the hills and the valleys and the wadis, like Wadi Maghara, and as you walk you will be able to see ancient Egyptian inscriptions and carving, because the whole site was actually, there is actually in the site a temple dedicated to multiple gods. So you can actually do a trek in the desert among the wadis and the valleys, and you can be walk through walk the footsteps of the ancient people, especially the mining workers who actually worked for thousands and thousands of years in these valleys. Yes, there is, but it's not widely known and used, and we look forward to put it on the map of the touristic sites by providing more infrastructure and ease the process of visiting these sites.
Do we have any ancient temples over there?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
what?
there is a ruins of a temple dedicated to goddess Hathor, with her name as, or his title, the Lady of the Turquoise, and that's in Sarabit al Khadim. And there is in Wadi Maghara as well. There is multiple, as I said, chapels dedicated to different gods, because those mining people won't just live isolated. Besides, the whole eastern desert was dedicated to a god called Sibidu, and Sibidu was the protector or the guardian of the east, who protects the Egyptian eastern desert. So yeah, there is temples there.
How far did the Bedouins and people living there also helped in keeping the traditions and preserving the lifestyle in Sinai as well?
You mean the Bedouins?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because of course the desert dwellers, as we call them, Bedouins, always have their own traditions and even their own dialects, and so they have maintained their traditions until now, their art and folklore, and they show that, especially when we go with groups of tourists there, they show their hospitality, their culture, their songs. It's still there. And it's quite unique than other even Bedouins who live in the western desert. So the eastern desert is quite unique and has its own style. And thanks to the Bedouin who maintain and preserved all these culture and traditions.
Right. Dr. Zeina Salem, a researcher in old Egyptian history, thank you very much for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.